ICE is visiting South Africa to promote the sport. By birth, we understand he is British and is currently training youngsters from across Mpumalanga. Let's get the very latest now and what this all means for the community there. Tumelo Machogo is covering the story for us. A very good morning to you, Tumelo. Tell us about this sport, first of all, if one doesn't know what Taekwondo is all about.
Well, Blaine, this sport is a mixture of martial arts and also kickboxing. So this sport is starting to grow, especially here in Mpumalanga. Youngsters are starting to take up this sport as a sports career. Also, young people are also taking part in the sport. So they have invited Warren Vice to come and train young kids here in Mbombela, all coming from different parts of the province, especially young ones from rural areas, to come here and learn more about the sport. But let's talk more to Warren, because he's the 22 times world champion that has won the championship and also won multiple European championship also. So let's talk to Warren to talk about this sport. Warren, this sport, just explain to us about this sport. What kind of sport is this one, and why so different from martial arts and from kickboxing?
Okay, so Taekwondo is a Korean martial art, and it encases all aspects of martial arts. So you have kicks, punches. We do the traditional aspect as well. So you're learning all the patterns, the tull, the floor work. You're learning self-defense. So all aspects of martial art you're learning. And what we're doing today is we're doing the competitive side. The association we're lucky to be part of, Taekwondo International, is one of the biggest martial art associations in the world, and their tournaments are known to be massive and really prestigious. So we're trying to train these guys up to be the next stars, if you like, the next generation.
Why so important to train, especially young kids, especially from the young age? Why so important to train them from a young age from this sport? And also, are we seeing more people entering into the sport?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know it's grown in South Africa over the last few years, mainly thanks to the amazing instructors they have over here. So it's important to get the kids here to train. It helps with everything: respect, confidence. It teaches you to be a better person in general. You're teaching the fundamentals of life, which we should be teaching everybody. So, and they're learning it in a fun, safe environment. With people they're looking up to and inspired by.
You've won world championship for 22 times already. Do you see the sport now growing internationally, and where do you guys want to see the sport, and what's the secret for you to winning 22 times?
Well, I've always trained. So I started when I was 6 years old, so I've been doing it since I was a baby. And I trained hard, and we travelled all over the world promoting Taekwondo and getting people in. So the next big area for Taekwondo to grow is Africa, and South Africa and Africa. So it's really a project for myself and for Job there. We're trying to grow not only South Africa but Mozambique and all the neighbouring South African countries, and then eventually we're growing to Africa as well. So we're hoping that it takes off as well here, as it has done in all the European countries. I know it's very big in Australia. I have friends in Australia. South America is big. America. I'm very blessed to have friends and know people who train Taekwondo all over the world. And this is just the next step in my career and in the progress of Taekwondo.
But where do you want to see the sport? Do you want to see the sport eventually entering into the Olympics and to all those kind of, and seeing more sponsorship coming into the sport?
Yeah, so eventually I'd like to see lots of sponsorship for this nation to come over and travel to the UK and to all the national competitions. There is already a Taekwondo in the Olympics, but it's a very different style. So you have two different styles, like you do with the rugby. You have two different rugby, union rugby. They are both very different. So Taekwondo is in the Olympics at the moment, so I can't see them having two styles of Taekwondo. So for the time being, it's just a case of getting sponsorship to there's a lot of talent here today. So the main aim was to get some African world champions, or to get some TI champions from South Africa.
Talking about talent, have you spotted talent that you could possibly see winning the championship and obviously taking the championship from your hands?
Well, for me personally, I've retired now. I retired a couple of years ago, so they won't be taking it from my hands. But I've seen lots of talent here, lots of different ages as well. So whether it be younger kids at colour belts to the black belt senior grades, that the instructors there is a lot of talent here. So it's just a case of training it and moulding that talent in the right way and giving them the opportunity. Unfortunately, a lot of the Taekwondo competitions we do are based in Europe, which means it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, and it needs a lot of investment from sponsorship and the government to help get these guys over to show the world how good they can be as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
Blaine, that was Warren Vice speaking to us about the Taekwondo and also trying to promote the sport here in South Africa to make sure that we, as these youngsters, get more sponsorship to make sure that they also go into the international competition, to go and they're out there and win international competition, because he says already he's starting to spot talents here, and also there are kids from all ages, from 6 years old up until adults to 30 to 40 years old, that are here also to come and train with him. It's an advantage for these young kids, especially from rural Mpumalanga, such as Bushbuck Ridge, to come here and train into this sport, because most people don't know much about this sport. Blaine?
Yeah. It'll also give them a fighting chance, one would say, in life, in various aspects of life. Tumelo, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Tumelo Machogo, there live for us in Mpumalanga.